Off camera, of course, I've been back to the CAD, twisted the drawing 10 degrees, and I've labelled up the XY positions of the holes for the machining of the cutouts, and set it up on the table on the jig. See if I can bring you in here a bit closer. And again, off camera, I've checked that those CAD figures do line up with the slot end of the slots that I've already cut, and I've lowered the end mill, set it to 0, zeroed the Z on the DRO, and just about to wind it down. I think we'll go down 2 mil first of all. And see if we can't put a cut on. Where are we? Shall I do this by hand? Yes, I'll do this first one by hand, I think. I wonder why that happened. That's the end of this clip. Well, there we go. If you saw my previous video, you'll know that was my only 5mm diameter end mill cutter. So I have a significant number of 6mm cutters, of which this is a 2-flute example. I popped that in, made 1/2 mil allowances on the centres of the holes, and just in case I broke another one, I've just milled 2mm deep in there. Obviously a 2-flute cutter is ideal for slot cutting, which is what it's doing, and this is going well, so I've gone down another 3mm, and we'll just come back the other way. Quick hoover up. Yep. I'll check on that distance, which should be 7501. We got a little bit to go. Well, I'll go down in steps of 2 mil, I think, and then try again. I've done this slot here, as you can see, down to 9.5 mil. I'm just leaving a wafer thin tab at the bottom. I'm going to break that out from the other side so that I don't get this middle bit flailing around when I do the other slot. While it's in this setup configuration, I'm going to go along and take the side cuts off. Again, in CAD I've drawn a line 5 mil from the finish article, so that's the centre of this 10 mil cutter. I'm going to have to go down in or along in several sweeps, but I'm going down full depth because it's a roughing cutter and it will take quite big chunks off. So I'll try with the first one. Got to go down to 30.63, so that's another about 1.5 mil. So I'll take a mil off this time and then do the final cut on the last pass. You've seen enough of that, and when I've finished here I'll swap over to the other side and do the same on that. This camera shot by courtesy of Mr. Wobbly. As you can see, sorry it's a bit shaky, I'm handheld. I'll finish off the, ow, that's still hot, the tapered edges. I've now got to go back and reload with a 6 mil cutter. I've ordered some 5 mil, but they won't be here till Saturday, it now being Thursday, so I'm going to finish these off as I did the other side. Then I'm going to come back in with the 10 mil and take out the centre section here. You didn't see where I was pointing then, did you? Take the centre section out and cut the additional rebate around the outside that is still warm. That'll obviously need to, these bolts need to be undone and recentered so that it's parallel to the mill motion. And be quite honest, it's 30 plus outside. I've got the window open and it's at least 30 in the workshop, so that's too hot for me. So I'm going to call it a day and go in and strap this to the rest of the video. Okay, as you see back at the mill, I've finished roughing out the rebate on the sliding portion. I took it off, stuck it on the surface grinder and just cleaned up both sides, and I'm now bringing the central bearing land down to its finished size. It's slightly under 1/2 mil out, or not out, but not to finished size. So I've got a 2 flute rather, 10 mil cutter in, zeroed it out on the top face, I've gone down 2.5 millimeters. I'll then go round the rebate all the way around. Then I think I'll break it down and measure up before I flip it over and carry on the other side if necessary. So, without further ado, I'll do a further bit of milling. I might even pop a bit of cutting oil on there, just for a laugh, you know. X-axis. I'll carry on with this and I'll bring you back when I've finished up where I started. Right, I'm back where I started. So let's drop the knee down with a bit of a brush. Right, get a caliper in there. That measures out at nearly 3. So I'm now going to undo these 2 bolts, remove it, do a bit of de-ragging and do some measuring. Okay, well, I've been putting these clips on the end of the current video editor, and I see that it's coming up to around 20 minutes, which is about as long as I can expect you to sustain any interest. So I'm going to round it out now. Apparently one of the first rules of showbiz is always keep them wanting more. So in the interim, that's the RAM link with all the major hacking about done. I'm now going to take it away, get the Dremel out and a grindstone or what have you, and clean up all these sharp edges, take the sharpness away from them, and then start preparing for rounding over the end. Eventually there will be a 10mm hole in the end there, with a brass bush with an 8mm pin going through it, same on both ends. What I'm going to do is first drill these out to 8mm, that being the dimension of the centre of my small rotary table, which I can mount in the vise. Centre it up, slide this over an 8mm pin, clamp it down to the rotary table, and then use the round over, use a mill to round over the ends to give the final profile. I've also got to do the same thing with the pivots, just to finish them off rather than having a square finish, just make it look pretty really. So I want to do that all in one setting, so I won't be opening these out to 10mm straight away. I'll do it in stages, and that way I'll only have to set the rotary table up once in the mill. When I've done that, or halfway through maybe, I'll bring you back in the next episode and show you how I'm getting on with all that. But in the meantime, if you have been, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.